So, this is the second round of my Wakefield Regional, and it was against a fan of Team Jamie, which was really cool to see. Didn't know how many fans would come up and talk to us, but was paired against one in the second round. It's always nice to see the fans. So I'm going to lead off with my Scizor and Kyogre against Crobat and Landorus. So she's going to get the Intimidate off against my Scizor, so it's now at -1. So I'm going to want to Swords Dance because I don't think she can threaten with a KO onto my Scizor unless she like Super Fanged and Earthquake, but then I'd just be getting a free Water Spout, so I think I'll be able to get a free Swords Dance up here. But my Kyogre is threatened with quite a strong Earthquake and most likely Super Fang onto Kyogre as well. So I'm going to switch out into my Rayquaza, hoping to dodge an Earthquake because Earthquake makes the most sense from Landorus. So in comes my Rayquaza. Going to Airlock nothing at this point, and she's going to go for the Tailwind, which is a good play because now Landorus outspeeds my Rayquaza, which isn't so good for me as she goes for the Earthquake. So I did predict that correctly, dodge it with Rayquaza, but it does so much damage to my Scizor. So instantly confirming it's a Choice Band variant, but I am able to get my Swords Dance up, so I'm now at +1. And now the Landorus is locked into Earthquake, I know that, so she's going to switch out because she can't touch my Rayquaza and I could just easily protect my Scizor. So she's going to switch in her Ho-Oh, but I actually double up onto this slot. I'm going to Mega Evolve my Rayquaza because she didn't have, I think she had Ho-Oh and Xerneas as her restricted, so she didn't have any weathers that I needed to counter. So I can go straight for the Mega Evolution, get my speed and my attack, get the Delta Stream up. No super effective moves against flying types at this point though. I'm going to double up onto what was the Landorus with a Bullet Punch and a Dragon's Ascent. She's going to Super Fang onto my Rayquaza, which obviously halves it, but that's not so significant at this point because I am able to Dragon's Ascent onto the Ho, and with a little bit of chip from Bullet Punch, I would guarantee the KO on Ho because it could have been Eevee to survive a Dragon's Ascent, but a little bit of chip is always nice to guarantee. So down goes the Ho-Oh doing absolutely nothing, but that does give her a free switch back into her Landorus to get the Intimidate on both my physical attackers again and choose a different move to lock into, which is almost certainly going to be Rock Slide. So even with the strong winds at -1 and at half health, I know that Rayquaza won't be able to take it, so I am going to switch out into my Raichu because then I can threaten the Crobat with a one-shot and I can put on Fake Out Pressure. I'm going to Bullet Punch with the Scizor because Bug Bite would have done nothing. The Quick Guard was super obvious, but Bug Bite was not worth it. Especially because she's just going to go for the Rock Slide, outspeed me and KO me anyway, so I might as well have Bullet Punched just in case for some reason she Super Fanged instead. But she had no reason not to Quick Guard there. But because she did reveal it, that changes my play because I'm going to bring in Kyogre. And obviously all Crobats are going to have Quick Guard. But now, if she Quick Guards, Rock Slide won't KO my Kyogre. But the only way she would get out of her Landorus not being KO'd is a flinch from Rock Slide. So I'm going to expect her to expect me not to go for Fake Out in fear of the Quick Guard and go for the knockout onto my Kyogre with a Super Fang and a Rock Slide. So I am actually going to Fake Out this Landorus through the potential Quick Guard, which works out perfectly because she ends up going for the Super Fang and Rock Slide play, which would have probably KO'd my Kyogre. But I'm able to flinch the Landorus and get the Ice Beam, guarantee the KO on this Landorus because I just wanted it gone. I would have thought Water Spout from half health would have got the Landorus, but I definitely wanted to guarantee the KO on the Landorus because it was the only issue now. She's going to bring in her Xerneas, and she can get up the Tailwind this turn, and she can possibly Geomancy as well. So I want to neuter this Xerneas because if it's neutered, then I win the game because the Crobat can only Super Fang. So I'm going to Nuzzle this Xerneas, and that paralyzes it and makes it slower than all my Pokemon in the back. So I pretty much won this game now. I could have Volt Tackled into the Crobat, but she could have gone for Geomancy and then swept me, which would have been really bad. She ends up going for Dazzling Gleam this turn instead of Geomancy, which is probably even better. It does knock out my Raichu, but I'm going to get a full-powered Scald onto this Xerneas, and it almost knocks it out. So now the game is over because she's going to be slower than both my Pokemon. She can only Super Fang with the Crobat, and now I can just keep attacking into this Xerneas until it doesn't protect. She's going to try and stall it out, but this Crobat would have to get like 1,000 Super Fangs to keep halving my health down to 1 HP. So yeah, I don't think there was a way she could have won this now. So I was feeling pretty confident that I had locked the game up. So I'm going to Scald into the Crobat, activating a Citrus Berry. So good information if we play in the future, because Citrus Berry isn't the most common item on Crobat, given how popular Lumberry is for Smeagol's. She's going to Crystal Super Fang again. It's not going to do anything, and this time she's not going to protect. I am able to connect the Dragon's Ascent onto the Xerneas and knock it out, so the game is mine. because I'm able to take out this Xerneas, and then I'm able to knock out this Crobat with a Scold, because I actually end up getting a critical hit just to speed things up. It would have taken a turn more otherwise, but you know, useless crit, just sped things up. There we go, Scald onto the Crobat, critical hit. Ends the game. So, 2-0 in the tournament. Still have to go 5 rounds through. And again, I know that I need an X1 rating because my opponent from the first round was rocking very interesting stuff, but my resistance was probably going to be quite bad. So I know that I need to go X1 in this tournament. So, on to game 3.